Yeah, what's going on out there, social media world? You're tuned back to the In the Kitchen show with Chinny West. I'm your host, Chinny West. This is a GIG production, which I'm also the CEO of. You know what I'm saying? Today, I have a very dear and close friend of mine who's happened to be the '86 champion of ML King. You know what I'm saying? We were the champions in 1990, the national champs, but you know what I'm saying? This is a dear close friend of mine. Been knowing them for over 20 years. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Emmett Lynch. What's going on, Lynch?
What's going on, Wes?
What's
How you
happening with you?
doing, man?
All right.
Everything good, man. Just coming over here to holler at you. You always talk about the old '90s as the original national champs, man, but we the first, man.
That's cool. That's cool. That's
So you
cool. That's
gotta
cool.
you gotta acknowledge us, man.
That's what's up. That's what.
Without us, it wouldn't been no champions.
Okay, we gonna get right back to King. First things first, though.
All
What
right.
did you think about this NBA finals that just went down? You know what I'm saying? The Warriors and the
Honestly, I feel that the NBA got involved, and when they suspended Draymond Green, that pretty much. I mean, I think the refs pretty much everybody started going with Cleveland, man. Because
yeah, I can
if
see that.
Draymond would have played, it would have been a 5-game series.
Right, right.
It was
I can
over
see
with.
that. I can see that. I can see that the people wanted that for Cleveland
Yeah,
and
and
for
LeBron.
LeBron and
Yeah.
all. Yeah, yeah. What was your take on who do you think the better point guard, Kyrie Irving or Steph Curry?
Oh, Kyrie by far.
Kyrie by far.
But I will. One thing that I give to Steph is that he wasn't himself. He was hurt.
Right.
He wasn't himself. But I mean, he probably would have gave a better performance. But Kyrie Irving, man, it's his time, man.
That's his time.
Yeah,
Okay, this is the intake I want to take on it. I agree with you, but I wonder how would that work with Kyrie not being with a star such as LeBron James. Like take LeBron James off of that team. Do you think Kyrie would lead them to a championship?
No, it was a sweep. They got swept without LeBron.
Right. Okay.
They
So
almost got swept with LeBron. So it was 3-1. So if LeBron wasn't there, they wouldn't have never got the first game.
okay. So what about say for instance you switch Klay Thompson with LeBron James, LeBron with the Warriors, and Klay Thompson with Cleveland. How do you think that turned out?
A sweep for the Warriors.
Sweet for the Warriors.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's
LeBron is I mean, he's an all-around better player, best player in the league, but still far as heart-wise, I mean, you see who took the last shot.
right.
LeBron and
Right.
he didn't want the ball at that time.
Right. Right.
But he still, I mean, as a closer, he still got a long way to go, man. And it's late in his career. I don't know if you got to be born with heart.
right.
So
Right.
he don't really got the heart to
Right.
like Jordan and Kobe.
Right.
They gonna have the ball.
Right.
If they gonna pass it, they gonna pass it.
Right. Right.
When Kyrie made that shot, LeBron was over in the corner.
Right.
So yeah.
That's cool. I can tell you, I really admire your intake. I really, your conceptions on things that's going on with basketball. I really take it to heart because me and you always have basketball conversations almost every single day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Whether we debate or whether we agree to disagree or whatever, but we always have our talks and it's balanced out. You know what I'm saying? You win some, I win some.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, we come to one conclusion on, you know what I'm
Right.
saying, what's going on. Okay, now let's skip to the nitty gritty to this King thing. What you think if the '86 team played the '90 team, who would you think would win?
I mean, it would have been close, man. But the only advantage I'm just being honest, man. The only advantage you probably would have had was at my spot, the two,
Right.
Jimmy Brandon. Schofield couldn't stay with Cato, man.
Right. I heard when y'all
Sharif.
'86 that year, Isaiah was coming in the game and he said that Cato could get past anybody. Like
Yeah.
Reginald King is one of the quickest point guards he ever seen with the ball.
Right. And Sharif, there's no way he was gonna stay with Liv. Johnny Selby and Lavertis. And who did y'all have a center that year?
We had Rashad Griffin, the 7-footer.
Okay,
That was our advantage. You guys didn't have.
No,
we
no,
had
no.
2 7-footers. You got, and we had Damian Porter X16.
But
I'm
see,
saying
we
240
had a
something pounds.
6'10". We had Kevin Williams from New York. We had a 6'10" that year. So the versatility, man. I mean, just go by the lineup. I mean, what was the starting lineup? Rashad, Jamie, Johnny, Sharif, and Schofield.
Right.
Me, Cato, Marcus, Lavertis, and Kevin. I mean, what was y'all advantage at?
Man, I think we would have got y'all in.
Man,
You know what I'm saying? I really think we would have got
it ain't
y'all
no
in.
way.
We was rolling. We was a team that had
Yeah.
been together for 4 strong years. You know what I'm saying?
y'all-
Went downstate 3 times. You know what I'm saying? We went down there for that last time. We came on home with it. Like, you know what I'm saying? We were really in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you know, it's like asking what team would win if the Bulls and the Cavaliers played today.
True.
It was different
Different
eras.
days and times, right?
We played.
I agree with that.
We played. We played pros, man. We had to beat. Not even when we went to the Nike camp, we had Marcus was number 1, Sean Higgins. We had Larry Johnson, Sean Kemp. I mean, we had some men, man, and it was just a different ball game. When y'all won City, who did y'all beat?
That's it. We beat Westinghouse.
Okay, they had
We had
Kiwan.
CBS and Westinghouse. in the
Okay,
Final
but
Four.
who was that? Kiwan Garris
Yeah.
and Jawan
Yeah.
or somebody?
Yeah, Juwan.
Yeah, there's no comparison to Nick and Gil, man.
Right.
It wasn't even, you know.
And I can
But
agree
you
with
know
you
what? It's just a toss up because of course y'all gonna say y'all win. Of course we gonna say we'll win. But at the end of the day, again, like you said, we still gonna come to the
Right.
same
Right. And you right, Mitch. You right. Okay, so speaking on that, while we on that, when you said the things of different eras, different players, and all that, how do you see high school basketball in Chicago at this moment? Because right for one instance, right before you get to saying anything, back when y'all was playing, you know what I'm saying, you had Nick around, you had Marcus, you had other guys that were ranked in the nation, like you said, or we had very strong state players. It was at least one superstar, one solid Division I player on every high school team in Chicago, including that when I came up. But now these days, you know what I'm saying, starting off, you know what I'm saying, Derrick Rose had an easy road. I don't think he had no tough competition. Jabari Parker, I don't think he had no tough competition. The kid Charlie Moore, who just came out this year, didn't have no tough competition. What do you see the difference in the eras is when we play in high school basketball right now?
Well, I had debates with people and people who know basketball. They basically agree with me. The Derrick, I wouldn't even put. You know, back in the days, it was either King or it was Simeon.
Right.
The Simeon teams with Derrick Rose going on to Jabari Parker and, you know, the Morgan Park team with Charlie Moore.
Right.
All of our teams, our year, we'd have beat them by 30 or 40. Y'all year, you'd have beat them by 30 or 40. It wouldn't even be a comparison. That's why I say it's just like in boxing. Styles make fights. It was no way they could match up to us.
Right.
And it was impossible for them to match up with us. So, I mean, our talent was, man, I mean, when you look at it, Marcus and Jamie, they should have just went pro straight out of high school. If it was, you know, that's how good they were at the time. You know, them guys were, I mean, you can't take nothing away from Rose. He was I mean, he wasn't on Jamie Brandon level, but at the, I just sum it up like this. If Marcus and Jamie was playing in these eras right now, both of them would have been number 1 in the country coming out of high school.
Right.
I
Okay.
just sum it up.
In the mix of saying that, you know what I'm saying, I can agree with you again. It's just, for some strange reason today, I'm just agreeing with you. We've had debates and fell out and been back friends within the next couple of minutes. But today, you know, I'm just on the agreeable side with you. Okay, now I see the difference in when we came along and played, and the difference between these guys playing today, it's like we're losing the war. When I say that, back when you was coming up, back when I was coming up, we all held on to the dream. We all picked up a basketball, you know what I'm saying, and wanted to play and take it as far as we can. Nowadays, these kids, when I say we're losing the war, we're losing the war to these guns and drugs and gangs. Like, you know what I'm saying? These kids, instead of wanting to pick up a bag, you still have some that truly carry the game in their heart. But it's like we're losing the war because the influence of the gangs and the guns and the drugs or whatever is taken away from the game. Like when I say, like I'm coaching now, right? And I always tell my kids that it's a war on and that they're soldiers for the right side. By being inside this gym, trying to accomplish the dream or trying to take it as far as they can go and not being out there mixed up in the guns and the drugs and the violence and stuff that's going on within our communities. You know what I'm saying? I let them know that, you know what I'm saying, they on the winning team and to keep going and all of that. How do you feel about that?
Well, back when we, in the 80s, 90s, when uh, the heads of the gangs was out here, the real shot callers who can, if something happened in certain neighborhoods, you can just get on the phone.
Right,
and,
right,
look,
right.
This
right,
person did this,
right,
and it'll be taken care
yeah,
of.
right.
Back when Hoopers, I mean, the tragic thing that happened to Ben Wilson, which was a mistake. You know what I'm saying? It was just something that just happened.
Right.
It wasn't no everyday thing. Like, you rarely. That's the only person we probably know that got shot back in our years when we was in high school.
That wasn't heard of. Right.
So
exactly.
when they took the heads off the street, they really did a disservice because now they putting the leadership of the gangs into 17-year-old people. So it's
not ready for that.
Right. It's 17 or 18-year-olds on the block that's running the block.
That's true.
That's really how they have more influence on our kids. Well, not on my kids because I stay on my kids, but most kids, if parents would just stay with their kid, they can make it.
Right.
But a lot of these 17-year-old kids, mother and father is on crack, and the kids is running the house.
Right. They get forced into adulthood at an early age.
Yeah. So it's just a whole different ball game out here.
Right. That's true. Okay, you said that they did a disservice by locking up the leaders. Do you feel that they did a disservice by knocking down all the projects? And the reason why I say that is they condemn all the projects, and the people who lived in the projects, they were all like family. They knew everything, you know what I'm saying? Everybody in this building. It's all about this building. You know what I'm saying? So they condemned all of those buildings and spread those people who lived in those buildings throughout the Chicago land, and they out in the Chicago land with only having the mentality of those buildings. Do you think they did a disservice by condemning the projects?
Of course they did a disservice, but it was a plan. And the plan was to get all of, so everyone we all know that all the buildings they knocked down were 95 to 100% African American. So they really did that it's sad to say, they put us in the killing field because you putting BDs with vice lords, you put GDs with stones, you putting black gangsters with foes, you just basically knocked all the buildings down.
Right.
Instead of, you didn't even ask, so what gang you in and where you affiliate.
Right.
You just designated them here.
Right.
That's why the South Side is pretty much, when we came up, the West Side was wilder than the South Side.
Right.
So now it's just it's a 360 now.
Right.
So the crackers knew what they was doing.
Right.
And they just don't care because they want that area.
Right.
They want everything down on the low end. They want stuff out of lake.
Right.
So it was by design.
And we have lost a lot of lives behind those plans. I constantly losing lives behind those plans. You know
it was a plan though. They want us to. Come on, man. Look at what the cops doing to us, man. That's what they want. And then, a few cops got shot, which I don't agree with at all. Period. It's wrong. But now it's national news. We got our people getting slaughtered every day, man. And this been going on for 100, 200 years, man. Now we just got cameras on them.
Right.
Think of all the people that got shot when Facebook wasn't out, when they couldn't put it on social network.
Right.
So it's basically, I don't know. I don't agree with it, but sometimes they gotta feel like we feel, you know.
Right.
So
Right. Right.
that's what's up.
Social media world, if you got any questions or would like to be a guest on the show or anything, the subject that you want elaborated on, please feel free to email us at inthekitchen1217.gmail.com. Speaking of that, I had a question come in from a friend, a lady, Miss Tiffany Terrell from Vicksburg, Mississippi. You know what I'm saying? She sent in and asked that she works at Alcorn State University down there in Lower Mississippi, my alumni where I attended and graduated from. But she said over the years that she's been there, I think she's been there like 4 or 5 years now. She said the enrollment is either up at one point or down at one point. And Alcorn State is a historical black college university, a HBCU. What do you think that we can do to push more of these kids to take the college route? What you think needs to be changed?
Well, first of all, I think that all of us, basketball players, football, all our black athletes should attend black schools because we sending all our kids to Duke, we sending them to North Carolina, we sending them to Illinois, we sending them to Michigan, we sending them to Kentucky, we sending them to all white institutions. If Jabari Parker, Anthony Davis, Derrick Rose, Wiggins, whoever, no matter what school they went to, they were still gonna come out number one.
Right, right.
We have to stop getting this in our head that we gotta send them to Kentucky. We gotta send them to Duke. We don't.
Right.
We send our people to our people.
Right. I agree.
Because
I totally agree.
Because
I totally agree.
If when you play this game, when you go to college, in they eyes, man, you still a nigga. So when this basketball stuff stop,
at the end of the day,
you stop.
That's right.
They only taking care of you because of what you can do for them.
At the end of the day, you're so right. Okay, and to close this out, right before we leave, you know what I'm saying? I'm glad you brought some of those names up. Give me your top. I really want to say 5. We can stick it at 3 right quick. So, because me and you will get off into another big old debate, and we'll be up here for another show. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But give me your top 3 to ever come out of Chicago area, ever.
Well, of course, some people might say I'm biased, but Marcus, gonna always be
Which played with you? Which played with you?
And the bag up that I have behind that, he was number 1 in the country, right? My second, they gonna say I'm biased again because it's a Jaguar, but it's Jamie Brandon.
Right.
But
I agree.
He was probably, besides Isaiah, he was the best guard to ever come that I saw. I've never saw Isaiah in high school. So Marcus and Jamie were the best 2 I seen come out of high school. And if I had to go with a third person, it could have been Benji, but we didn't get to see everything what could have came. Benji could have been
that last year.
Right.
That last year he didn't play. Right.
Benji could have been the greatest, but on the other hand,
just
I stick with my era, so I go with Benji.
Okay. Well, you know what I'm saying? Me, myself, that's 2. We got 2 Jaguars, y'all. I agree totally with Marcus Liberty. I agree totally 100% with Jamie Brandon. My third one, where we have difficulties at, but it's a Wolverine. My third one, I have to go with Jabari Parker. You know what I'm saying? Just because of the stats, the numbers, and also what type of kid he is. You know what I'm saying? He's really a good kid with his beliefs and all of that. You know what I'm saying? He got 3 state championships up under his belt. You know what I'm saying? 3 city championships. You know what I'm saying? The numbers were phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And they always debated between him and Wiggins. But I'm Chicago. I'm going to roll with the shot. You know what I'm saying? I say he was the number 1 player in the nation. They debated that the whole year long between him and Wiggins.
Well, the injury came and took the number 1 place from Jabari.
Right.
But there's no question, hands down, Jabari was the best player in that draft
Right.
all the way
Right.
around.
Right. I agree.
There's no doubt about that.
I agree. Well, thank you, Mr. Lynch, for coming back, chopping it up with me. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? We got more debates to come. You know what I'm saying? Social media, y'all stay tuned. You know what I'm saying? We'll be right back at you with another show. You know what I'm saying? Signing out for me and my guy, Mr. Lynch. You know what I'm saying? And don't forget, if you can't take the heat, stay out the kitchen. Later.